What's up, y'all? I'm back for another video. We are here to continue on with the Rocky movies. I got two more to do. We're doing Creed 1 today. Then I'll probably watch it tonight, Creed 2 tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. And we'll review it tomorrow. Because I want to finish these movies because Monday I'll do my Jet Li Mondays, I guess I'll call them. We're gonna review Kiss of the Dragon, so that'll be Monday. But then Tuesday, we're gonna kick off a new franchise in Beverly Hills Cop. We're gonna do those three movies. I really love them, so it's gonna be fun reviewing those. So, but I have been having fun reviewing the Rocky franchise. I think this franchise is largely consistent. Yeah, Rocky 5 isn't as good as the others, but Creed. This movie came out back in 2015, directed by Ryan Coogler, who also did the Black Panther movie, which this movie shits on. I really like this movie. I think this is a good way to continue the franchise. Like I mentioned yesterday, I'm not a fan of the whole Apollo, him being an illegitimate child thing, and basically saying Apollo cheated on his wife. But at the end of the day, I understand they had to do that just because they have to have a reason why this character exists. And I think Adonis is a good character. He's an example of how you do the journey. And I think Stallone's performance in this is awesome. His whole storyline with cancer. This is how you do a continuation. If you want to bring up a new character, you have him tied to an original character, or you treat the original with respect. And I think these movies do that in spades. Like this, they really respect. Ryan Coogler, you can tell, is a fan of these movies. And I think it's shot well. I wish I saw this in theaters. I remember seeing the trailers for this movie when it came out, but I don't know, I just wasn't like, I just was like, because also I think there's a part of me, besides like the one trailer I finally saw Stallone, I didn't think it was tied to Rocky. So I watched this movie a bit after it came out, and I really loved it. So I really think this is how you do it. This is how you do a comeback to a franchise with legendary characters and paying homage to all what came before, but also setting up new things. I overall love this movie. My only gripe, I guess, is Tessa Thompson. I just don't like Tessa Thompson after the whole Cuties debacle last year. I can't stand her. Her trying to defend that movie, let's be honest, only because the director who directed it was a black girl. It's obvious that's the only reason she defended that movie. So, her character is fine. She's like, the sporting girlfriend role. She's fine in this. But yeah. But other than that, this is like all around great film. Michael B. Jordan did a really good job, and I really love it. So here we go. So the movie kicks off with we're introduced to Adonis, who is who was in like foster homes and detention centers, and his mom finally finds him and tells him he can live with her. Jump to 2015. Adonis is in Tijuana he knocks out a guy really quick in the beginning because he wants to be a boxer. But his mom doesn't want him to do it because what happened to Creed. So then we get a scene where he tries to go to the boxing academy, which is ran by the son of Tony the Duke. Wants to fight, but like Tony doesn't want him to do it because he feels like he's not ready. So Adonis is like, "Fuck it, to prove it." He challenges one of Tony's boxers, takes one of them out, but another one named, I think, Danny Wheeler was the name, um, who's actually a contender for a title fight. KO's Adonis, kind of shows him like he's not ready. Then I think him and his mom get into it. Um, Adonis travels to Philly because he wants to try to find Rocky because he wants to try to train and become a boxer. He meets Rocky at Rocky's restaurant, which I like that they keep the same aesthetic. They really do make they do a good job of tying this movie to the original, like even to Rocky Balboa. He asks Adonis. I mean, Adonis asks him to train him. Rocky's initially reluctant, but he agrees if basically um, then Adonis starts training at mixed gym, which I like that they bring a lot of those landmarks back, and I think that is why I like this film. Yeah, it's not perfect, and I'm gonna say it right here. Neither one of these movies are on par with those first four Rockies are just something else. So they're not there, but they're good in their own way. I think you gotta look at movies like these. Same thing with like the Jurassic sequels or the Halloween sequels. You can't compare them to the original because when you do that, they're gonna lose every time. I think if they do a good job of honoring what came before in this movie, and they make Adonis a likable enough character. Yeah, he makes mistakes along the way, but he's still a likable character, unlike characters like what Disney was doing with Star Wars or what happened with Terminator Dark Fate. Sorry about the fucking helicopter. But in Adonis is initially fighting under his mom's actual surname, which is Johnson, and he gets a local fight with a guy named Leo. Ends up winning. While this is happening, Ricky Conlon, who's the actual champion, who I actually like. I think he's a good heel for this movie. I think he's kind of what Mason should have been in Rocky Balboa, but I get what they were going for in that movie. But I like Conlon, who knocks out Wheeler at the press conference, now has no one to fight. During this, Adonis meets Bianca, who is his neighbor, played by Tessa, who I'll admit she's no fucking Adrian. One thing, it could just be I don't like Tessa Thompson as a person, but it's not just that. I just think rewatching this movie, she's kind of flat in this. And I don't know what they were going for, and maybe a different actress would have worked. Honestly, maybe even a Zoe Kravitz probably would have worked better, but whatever. She's fine for the movie. She's the love interest. So after Adonis successfully beats Leo, he gets approached by Ricky Conlon's manager, and basically because Conlon is approaching prison time. His manager basically asks Adonis and Rocky to do the fight, and then they agree for the championship. Donnie is, training while this is all happening, but Rocky is. We get this really good scene where he's diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a form of cancer, and he has to undergo chemotherapy. And even the scene, where Adonis is taking him to get chemo, he's still helping. Rocky's still helping him train while this is happening. I fucking love it. So, while at Bianca's concert, he gets into a fight with Adonis, and Bianca gets mad at him. You get the obligatory, she kind of breaks up with him kind of deal before he has to take Rocky the chemo. And the scenes where Rocky, they actually make Rocky look sick. They do a really good job. And I fucking love this movie, man. I think this is how you like do it. Like the problem is if this movie, I hate to say it, if this movie came out like even like a couple years later, they would have changed certain things. They would have just, I don't know, man. I really like the movie soundtrack's okay. You know, it's a modern take, so you're gonna have that, especially with a black character. You're gonna have that hip hop element. So I just kind of live with that. So Rocky, see, Adonis is still training. They arrive at Liverpool, and Rocky ends up convincing Bianca to come back to kind of get Adonis ready for the fight. Um, then the fight starts. The fight was actually really good. Like I think the one part of the fight where they like put the spotlight in the ring was really good and a really interesting way to do it. And they went for a more cinematic feel for the ring for the fight, which is fine. I liked what they did in Balboa with making it feel like an actual boxing event. But it's cool. It's a movie at the end of the day, so they're gonna go for a more cinematic feel. And Conlon was a good agitator, but because Conlon thought, oh, he's just a Creed who just got off by his name, but the actual truth is Adonis didn't. He didn't even want to take his name for a while. Then he finally accepts his name, and I like the scenes where his mom's watching the fight. And it is paced the same way like a Rocky match is. Rocky gets his ass beat most of it, and then he comes back. Even like Conlon with hits a normal what would probably have been with anybody else a knockout blow. Adonis gets up, and yeah, it was a really good fight. So it's a split decision. Conlon wins the fight, but Conlon wins the night, which is true. Like Conlon does win. Conlon wins the fight, but Adonis won the night, and it's true. Even Conlon gave him like the respect in the end. And then, and Conlon even tells Adonis that he's the future of the light heavyweight division. Then Rocky and Adonis go to the steps, outside of the Philadelphia Museum from the first movie, and they say like this is the next step kind of deal. It does set up a second one. I really like this movie. I think Stallone alone carries this movie. I like Michael B. Jordan. I think he does a really good job as Adonis. He's a likable enough character. He does make some mistakes along the way, but he's a likable character. He's not like unlikable. I can do without Tessa Thompson's character, but she's fine. I think the film is shot well. I still have issue with a little bit with what they did with Apollo, but I still do understand why. You need to justify why Adonis exists, so it's fine. But it is like maybe they should have just made him like the one tweak maybe I would have made is I wouldn't have made him his son. I would have made him like a super fan or something, and then Rocky just trains him anyway. I think there should have been something like that. I don't know. But it is fine. I do like this movie. I think Ryan Coogler is a fan, and it is shot like a Rocky movie. And like I said, Stallone alone, man. Stallone is a very good actor, and I think people need to give him more credit. Because yeah, we do see him as like more of the action genre guy, but he is a really good actor. So I would give this film an 8 out of 10. I've watched this one about twice. I would definitely watch this one again. Creed 2 will be tomorrow. I'd only watched that one once, and I remember liking it at the time, but so we'll see. But yeah. But other than that, Creed 2 tomorrow. But as usual, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck Disney, fuck LaBitch James, fuck Colin Kaepernick, and fuck Joe Biden. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace!